Hello and welcome. I am fine jewelry designer Jill Maurer, and I love taking the mystique and the intimidation out of buying and wearing fine jewelry. I also love design. I love all aspects of design and talk about different aspects of design on this channel. Today we're putting together a Christmas pyramid, and we're going to get this working and talk about how the design works. And there are some subtleties to putting these together. So maybe you have found one of these in the attic, maybe you've received one as a gift, or maybe you pull one out of the box every year and you can't remember quite how to get this thing running again. Let's go ahead and assemble it now. Christmas pyramids come in different sizes, and you usually talk about them in terms of tiers. This is a 3-tier Christmas pyramid. They come in as small as 1 tier, and I've seen them go up to 6 tiers. They can be enormous. This is about a medium size one. The first thing when you take it out of the box you want to make sure to do is that this center piece is spinning easily. There's a pin here, a long pin that goes down to the bottom, and it needs to be right on the right spot in order to be spinning. If it's a little bit off, just make sure that you find that it is in the groove. The other thing that you should have is you should have these little candle holders. You should have blades. The blade will usually have a decorative side and a non-decorative side. That's not always the case, but oftentimes there's a decorative side, and that decorative side should go up. It doesn't really matter for operation, it just makes it look a little prettier. And then you have candles. There are candles that are specifically sold for Christmas pyramids, but the truth is that sometimes these cups can be in different sizes. So you just want to make sure that you have a candle that works for your Christmas pyramid. If you have a particularly large Christmas pyramid with a lot of tiers, you may have a situation where you are installing candles at different levels. Most of the time, though, they are only installed at the bottom, and that is the case with this one. We'll start with these. They look kind of like a pipe. There should be slots where this goes. You'll also find on the bottom of this, there's a little bar a lot of times. That's to make sure that when you put it in, you can't put it in too far. Oftentimes that is the distance that it should be, but you'll see later that you can play with it to get the Christmas pyramid running. Sometimes you need to pull them out just a little bit. But find the slots, and they should go all the way around the bottom. You should have enough of these and enough slots to go all the way around the bottom of your Christmas pyramid. First thing to do is to install those. The order doesn't particularly matter. This is just usually what I do first. The next thing you want to do is install the blades. And as I mentioned, there's a decorative side and a non-decorative side. On the top here, there are holes where you can insert this. When you do install these blades, you don't want them to be perfectly flat. You want them to be slightly angled, and you want every blade to be going in the same angle. You're going to need to play with this angle, as you'll see in a minute, but what you don't want to do is have a situation where you have some going this way and some going that way. That will fight against you, and if they're all flat, that doesn't help you, and if they're all like that, that doesn't help you either. There's going to be some angle where they're all angled the same way that is going to be the magic angle that will work for you. So let's get started with that. These are made from a very, very lightweight wood. You want to be careful not to break these when you're putting them in. It's better to hold it at the dowel when you're placing them in. Place them one at a time, going all the way around. This one is off. You see that this is perpendicular to the ground. This should be straight. It is not, and I can't shift it. It has just been glued incorrectly. It'll still work, but it's a little odd. Now that I have these all installed, you see that they're sort of wonky. Some of them are sort of wonky, and this is where you want to go around and try to place them all at about the same angle. And right now we're just picking an angle. We may have to adjust them slightly as we go on. But now you can see that they're all at about the same angle going around. Now what we want to do, and we've also tested that this can smoothly spin. The idea is the candles, the heat from the candles will rise and it will hit these blades and make this perpetually spin. That's the idea. So that's what we're looking to get. Here's my candle and here's the cup. As you can see, it won't stay in here. This happens a lot. A lot of times you're not going to find the perfect candle for this. You don't want a tall taper that's just going to burn these. They can be lower, and if they don't fit exactly, just take some aluminum foil and put it around the bottom of the candle, and that should absorb a lot of the space, because you want to make sure that that candle is not floppy. I have some that I have already done for these candles, so I will just use those. Again, going all the way around. Now the moment of truth. Anytime you're using fire, make sure to use your own discretion. I like to make sure that this is placed on a surface that is not going to be easy to burn. Also, you might get some candle wax. These lips are meant to hold the wax, but sometimes you do get wax down on the table or whatever you have. So keep that in mind. You can even flare out this foil a little bit if you're trying to make sure you don't get any wax. The other thing that I have learned over the years, it is better to light the ones away from you and then move more toward you. Of course, if you're not filming on YouTube, you can also just a lot of times walk all the way around it. It depends on where you have it placed, whether you're able to do that. You can see this already wants to spin. We don't even have them all lit yet, and it is going around. There you go. Obviously we have adjusted everything well because it is spinning on its own. If it weren't spinning, what you would want to do is adjust these until you got it to where it would spin. You can adjust it and then just give it a little push and see if it keeps spinning. But we happen to get this going around instantly. This is a perpetual motion thing. This will move just as long as this energy is being provided from the candles. I was first introduced to Christmas pyramids by a German friend. That is where, to my knowledge, they come from, and I have collected them ever since. They're not the easiest thing to find in the US, but you can find them, and they are a lot of fun. Let me know in the comments below, do you have a Christmas pyramid? Did this video help you to get it started? I hope so. I hope your Christmas pyramid is spinning happily. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you subscribe so that we can see each other again. Bye for now.